Hello YouTube and welcome to Movie AV Impulse, and today I want to talk to you about one of the greatest gung fu movies to come about in the 1980s, the classic The Killer, filmed by John Woo, and why I feel it really needs a 4K restoration. The Killer is a film by John Woo, who is better known for his more American hits out here for Mission Impossible 2, Broken Arrow, and of course, Face Off.
You good looking. You're hot.
The Killer also stars Mr. Chow himself.
Mr. Chow. Leslie Chow.
No. Not that Chow. This Chow. Chow Yun-fat also stars in other movies including Hard Boiled, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and one of my other personal contract killer favorites, that is The Replacement Killers. And also, a little fun fact is that if you are a big Wu-Tang fan and you do like Raekwon actually used a scene where the detective is describing the killer to a sketch artist, and that song would be Incarcerated Scarfaces. So if you like these little Easter eggs every time I drop a video, I'm gonna try to throw them in. The Killer is a non-stop bullet flying contract killing gun for hire who thinks he's on his last job until, well, some unfortunate things happen and it's not his last job. And in the middle of trying to protect the one that he loves, the world that he's living in, the detective that's trying to kill him, and the other boss that he did work for is also trying to kill him. So the story itself is just one of the greatest stories, and I can't believe that, fun little fact, that John Woo never even used storyboards, and most of the script is improv, which I did not know until I started really doing some deep research on this movie. Now, let's get into why I think The Killer definitely needs a 4K restoration. I myself, I have the Dragon Dynasty Blu-ray edition of The Killer. I love the movie. Double dip. I do also own the DVD, but that is just me. Sometimes, you got to double dip. I know that Criterion did do the DVD version, and it came out pretty good for being a DVD. I did not pick that one up. The DVD one that I have is actually just like a Walmart version. And the Dragon Dynasty one, it's not that it's a bad redo. I don't think they put as much time and effort that Criterion did. Now, the reason why I say this needs a 4K restoration is because the film grain on this movie is extremely heavy, and I mean really heavy. I don't mind film grain. We all grew up on it. I'm an 80s baby, so I'm used to it. But it needs to be a little bit cleaner, and I mean not as clean as what this joke was. We all know what that joke means in the physical media world. But, I want a real true John Woo sitting down restoration. Between everything that we have now, the Dolby Atmos, the gun scenes, the gunfights, the boat chase, the car chase, the garage scene. There's so many things that Dolby Atmos could be used for. Echoes, sound effects, rain, fire, bullets. There's so much that if they just did even a 7.1, it doesn't have to be anything spectacular, just give us something. Take care of some of this film grain, and 4K could just bring so much more to the table as far as brightening up those fire scenes. Some of them were kind of dull on the Blu-ray edition, and I just feel like maybe they could do a much better job. And if anything, I would triple dip when it comes to The Killer. I know some people don't really care for doing that, but I would. But please, Arrow, Criterion, somebody, one of these boutiques, please pick it up. And just be wary, there are some fake ones out there. I'm not going to mention anybody's website. Do what you got to do, get your money, but just be careful on where you buy things. Like if this got a 4K restoration, I would easily pay $35 for the 4K version. And if they came out with a box set, like a John Woo, a different interview that we haven't seen yet, some really behind the scenes things, maybe he can go more into depth on why he doesn't use storyboards, because I think that's pretty insane. That would be awesome. And I really do think movies like The Killer, he started a trend. I mean, if it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't have movies like John Wick. I mean, Equilibrium, all this Kung Fu stuff really wasn't around until, you know, John Woo kind of picked it up. So anyways, thank you. Hit that like and subscribe if you like what you heard. And as always, I'll check with you on the next video.